Imagine this. Your pantry stacked floor-to-ceiling with neatly labeled cans, bags of rice, boxes of pasta all organized with military precision. But here's the secret most beginners miss. It's not just what you store, it's how you rotate it. Welcome to the hidden backbone of every serious prepper supply chain, the FIFO system. FIFO stands for first in, first out, and it's the method that transforms random stockpiling into a strategic reserve built for survival. Today, we're diving deep into how preppers rotate food and gear like absolute pros. Whether you're storing food for a few weeks or prepping for a multi-year crisis, understanding FIFO could save you thousands of dollars and possibly your life. So grab a seat, because we're about to unravel the science, psychology, and tactical secrets behind a system that most people overlook until it's too late. Let's kick off with the basics. FIFO is a simple principle. The oldest items in your stockpile get used first, while the newest items are stored behind or beneath them. Imagine your pantry as a conveyor belt. You push new items to the back, and you pull from the front. Why does this matter? Because everything has an expiration date. Even canned goods and gear like batteries have shelf lives that quietly tick away. Preppers can't afford waste. Spoiled food, expired meds, and dead batteries mean you've lost money and jeopardized your safety. The FIFO system ensures your resources stay fresh and usable. It's not just about saving cash, it's about guaranteeing that when disaster strikes, the supplies you reach for will work. And that's the real currency in an emergency. Reliability. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think FIFO only applies to food. Wrong. Hardcore preppers extend FIFO principles to everything: fuel, water, meds, batteries, hygiene, supplies, even gear like fire starting tools and first aid kits. Let's take water storage as an example. If you keep water bottles for emergencies, do you ever rotate them? Or are they sitting in a dusty corner for 5 years, slowly leaching chemicals from the plastic? FIFO preppers rotate water every 6 months to a year. Same with gasoline, only extends shelf life so far. Even your multi-tools and flashlights should be checked regularly. Rust, dried out lubricants, and corroded battery terminals can all leave you empty-handed when you need those tools most. So FIFO isn't just a pantry trick, it's a universal prepper mindset. Now let's talk about organization. FIFO requires a level of discipline and record-keeping that some find tedious, but pros swear by it. Shelving is key. Preppers invest in sturdy racks with sliding shelves or gravity-fed can racks. Picture this. You load new cans from the back, and older cans roll forward automatically. This mechanical first-in, first-out system removes human error. Labeling is another non-negotiable habit. Every item gets a label with the purchase or expiry date written in big, bold numbers. Some preppers even color code labels: red for urgent rotation, yellow for midterm, green for long-term. Spreadsheets or inventory apps add another layer of control, especially for those managing supplies for entire families. The result? No more mystery cans of corn from 2009 lurking in your pantry. Everything has its place, and you know exactly when to rotate it out. Think about this. FIFO doesn't only keep your preps fresh, it makes daily life smoother. Many preppers integrate their emergency supplies into normal meal planning. That means you're constantly rotating canned veggies, pasta, rice, spices, and snacks into everyday dinners. Instead of buying special survival food that sits untouched for a decade, you're eating what you store and storing what you eat. This has a hidden psychological benefit too. It keeps your taste buds accustomed to your supplies. Imagine transitioning to emergency rations during a crisis, only to discover your body hates freeze-dried scrambled eggs. Bad morale can turn a manageable situation into chaos. FIFO helps you avoid that shock because your diet remains consistent, even under stress. But let's get tactical for a second. Suppose you're storing hundreds of pounds of rice, flour, and beans. FIFO becomes even more crucial because pests, moisture, and oxidation can wipe out entire buckets of food if you're not vigilant. Here's how preppers handle it. Food-grade buckets with gamma lids allow you to open containers easily without exposing the contents to constant air and moisture. Inside those buckets, smaller mylar bags let you portion food into manageable sizes. When it's time to rotate, you don't have to wrestle with a 50-pound bucket. You just grab a sealed mylar pouch, dated and labeled, and integrate it into your cooking. This modular system makes FIFO feasible even for bulk storage. It's all about maintaining usability and flexibility without sacrificing long shelf life. Let's talk about something that rarely gets attention: medication rotation. Over-the-counter meds, like painkillers, antihistamines, or even basic antibiotic ointments, expire faster than you'd think. Preppers run regular checks every few months, pulling older meds into everyday use and replenishing stocks with newer purchases. Prescription meds can be more challenging due to legal and medical limitations, but FIFO still applies where possible. This isn't just about efficacy. Expired meds can degrade into substances that are less effective or even harmful. The FIFO mindset protects your health just as much as your pantry. In a long-term disaster, fresh meds could be the difference between life and death. One crucial piece of FIFO most newbies skip is tracking seasonal changes. Let's say you live somewhere with harsh winters. You'll need different gear, accessible during different times of the year: warm clothing, snow gear, thermal blankets. Smart preppers rotate these items seasonally, ensuring cold weather preps aren't buried behind summer supplies. Likewise, heat waves demand fans, cooling towels, and electrolyte mixes move to the front of storage in springtime. Think of your prepping storage like a retail store adjusting inventory for seasons. It's the same principle. FIFO isn't static. It's dynamic and responsive to your environment. Now, you might be wondering, how do pros avoid burnout with all this organizing? The secret is simple: routines. Rather than massive rotation events every 6 months, seasoned preppers practice micro-rotations. Every time they shop, they add a few items to their prep stash. Check dates on existing stock and swap older items forward. It becomes a habit, like brushing your teeth. Spreading the work prevents overwhelm and ensures the FIFO system runs like a well-oiled machine. It's not a one-time setup, it's a lifestyle. And that's the mindset that separates casual preppers from seasoned pros. Another advanced tactic: emergency FIFO drills. Some preppers stage mock emergencies. They live off only their prepper pantry for a week or a month. This tests not just food freshness, but the practicality of rotation systems. Can you actually reach the gear you need? Are there supplies that have quietly expired? How does your family handle the psychological stress of eating purely from stored goods? These drills often reveal gaps that spreadsheets can't predict. Once you identify weak spots, you can adjust your FIFO strategy before a real crisis hits. It's like a stress test for your entire prepping system. Let's shift gears for a second. FIFO isn't only about prepping, it's a financial strategy. Imagine the thousands of dollars lost when people panic buy supplies during emergencies, only for half of it to expire unused. Preppers who practice FIFO avoid this waste entirely. Instead of panic buying, they build their stockpile gradually, capitalizing on sales and discounts. That means lower grocery bills over time and no frantic store runs when everyone else is clearing shelves. FIFO is the ultimate hedge against inflation, supply chain disruptions, and price spikes. In a world of rising costs, that's not just smart, it's survival economics. Let's talk practical steps for beginners who want to implement FIFO right now. Step 1. Audit your current supplies. Pull everything out of your pantry, shelves, or closet. Group items by category and check dates. You'll probably discover hidden time bombs, products expiring next month that you'd forgotten about. Step 2. Label everything. Use permanent markers or printed labels with large, visible dates. Step 3. Rearrange your shelves so that older items sit in front or on top. Finally, create a simple inventory list. Even if it's just a notebook where you jot down what you've stored and when it expires. This isn't about perfection, it's about getting control. Small, consistent actions transform chaos into order. For those wanting to level up, consider investing in tools that make FIFO effortless. Gravity-fed can racks, airtight storage bins, vacuum sealers, and Mylar bags all help you manage your rotation like a pro. Digital inventory apps can remind you when items are nearing expiration. Some apps even let you scan barcodes and track supplies in real time. If you're prepping for a family, this technology can save hours of manual work and reduce mistakes. Remember, the real goal of FIFO is peace of mind. When you know exactly what you have, where it is, and when it expires, you eliminate panic from your prepping equation. Let's wrap this up with the ultimate truth. FIFO isn't glamorous. It's not the dramatic part of prepping you see in survival movies. There are no explosions, no Hollywood moments. It's quiet, methodical work. But it's the backbone of real preparedness. Because prepping isn't about hoarding stuff, it's about managing resources wisely. In an emergency, the difference between thriving and merely surviving often comes down to organization and foresight. FIFO embodies both. It's a system that saves money, prevents waste, protects health, and guarantees that when you reach for that can of soup or that flashlight, it'll be ready to save the day. So, whether you're new to prepping or a seasoned veteran, remember, your stockpile is only as good as your rotation system. Embrace FIFO not as a chore, but as your silent insurance policy against the unknown. Because in the world of preppers, the ultimate goal isn't just surviving the crisis, it's emerging from it stronger, smarter, and more prepared than ever before. Stay vigilant, stay organized, and always remember, first in, first out.